The crested pigeon is a beautiful bird found across mainland. It has become a common sight in cities, towns, and rural areas. Many people recognize it by the thin black crest on top of its head. The crested pigeon is medium-sized, about 30 to 36 centimeters long. It weighs between 150 to 250 grams. This bird has mostly gray and brown feathers. The underparts have a pinkish color. The wings have black stripes with beautiful shiny patches. These patches change color in different light, showing green, purple, blue, and gold. Around its eye, there's a bright orange or pinkish red ring. Its legs and feet are pink to reddish. You can easily spot a crested pigeon by its pointed crest that stands up on its head. When it runs, the crest stays upright. But the most interesting thing about this bird is the whistling sound its wings make when it flies. This sound happens because of a special feather on its wing. The whistling works as a warning to other pigeons when danger is near. When landing, the pigeon often swings its tail high in the air. Crested pigeons live in many parts of Australia. They prefer open areas with some trees or bushes. You won't find them in dense forests or the far tropical north. They need to drink water every day, so they always stay close to water sources. You can see them in farms, parks, gardens, sports fields, and golf courses. Human activities have actually helped these birds. Clearing land for farming and providing water for livestock created good conditions for them. They have been moving towards southeastern Australia since the 1930s. In recent decades, they've become more common in cities and towns. In Brisbane, bird watchers have recorded over 22,697 sightings of crested pigeons. They appear in 307 atlas squares in the Brisbane region, with a reporting rate of 32%. But despite being common, their numbers have dropped in Brisbane over the past 10 years. This decline needs more study. These birds eat mainly seeds from native plants, crops, and weeds. They also eat some leaves and insects. You'll see them feeding on the ground, moving with their head low and making quick pecks. Sometimes they raise their head to look around for danger. Crested pigeons usually feed in pairs or small groups of up to 30 birds. But during dry times, larger flocks of up to 1,000 birds might gather near water. They prefer to feed and drink in the early morning and late afternoon. But they can do this at any time of day if needed. When they visit waterholes, they have a careful routine. First, they land in nearby trees. Then they wait for a while before flying down to drink. This caution helps protect them from predators that might be waiting near water sources. Studies show that in urban areas, crested pigeons appear in 64% of open parkland, 27% of wooded parkland, and 10% of industrial sites. But they rarely use dense bushland or street areas. This shows how they prefer open spaces even in cities. These birds form strong pairs. Couples can stay together for 8 months or longer and raise several families during this time. The male has an impressive mating dance. He bobs up and down while spreading his wings and tail. He makes a cooing sound at the bottom of each bob. If a female likes his display, she'll stay still as he approaches. Both parents work together to build the nest. They make a simple platform of twigs and sticks. They line it with leaves, plant fibers, and feathers. They usually build nests in thick tree foliage or bushes. The female lays 2 white eggs. Both parents take turns sitting on the eggs for about 18 to 20 days. After the babies hatch, they stay in the nest for 14 to 19 days before leaving. Crested pigeons can raise multiple families in a year, sometimes up to 3. They mainly breed between September and March. But they can breed anytime if conditions are good. The crested pigeon belongs to the pigeon family, Columbidae. But it's the only bird in its genus, Ocypha ps. There are 2 types, O.L. Lawphotes found across southern Australia, and O.L. Whitlocki found in central and northern Western Australia. Only 2 Australian pigeon species have an upright crest, the crested pigeon and the smaller spinifex pigeon. Sometimes people call the crested pigeon a top-knot pigeon. But this name also applies to another Australian bird with a reddish crest. Crested pigeons have some unusual behaviors worth watching. They have a special display flight where they fly straight up, then hold their wings out and slowly spiral down to a perch. Their calls include a repeated whoop sound and a low coo. These birds can be quite aggressive, especially toward other similar pigeons. When threatening another bird, the male gives a bowing display with his crest lowered. He makes a snapping noise with his beak. In captivity, they've been known to attack other birds and can even kill other similar pigeons. When a group of crested pigeons gets scared while feeding, they often run together before flying away. This helps them stay as a group and might confuse predators. When moving from place to place, they typically fly in short hops from tree to tree. Young crested pigeons look similar to adults but have duller colors. Their crests are shorter with rounded feathers instead of pointed ones. As they grow, they develop the more vibrant colors and distinctive pointed crest of adults. The whistling wing sound has an important purpose. Research shows this noise works as an alarm signal. When a pigeon takes off suddenly because of danger, the loud whistling alerts other birds to possible threats. This clever adaptation helps the whole flock stay safe. Unlike some birds, crested pigeons need to drink water every day. This affects where they live and how they behave. You'll often see them visiting water in groups. They're careful about approaching water, probably because predators often wait near drinking spots. These birds have become part of Australian culture and daily life. Many Australians know the distinctive whistling sound their wings make. As they've moved into towns and cities, they've become familiar visitors to backyards and parks across much of the country. The spread of crested pigeons shows how some species can adapt to and even benefit from human changes to the environment. But not all native birds have done so well with urbanization and habitat changes. Many other Australian bird species have declined as their habitats have been altered. Crested pigeons spend lots of time on the ground looking for seeds. But they also perch in trees, on fences, and on power lines. They often choose open perches where they can watch for danger while resting. Most Australians have a positive view of crested pigeons. Unlike introduced pigeons that can cause problems in cities, crested pigeons are native and don't create significant issues. Many people enjoy seeing them in gardens and parks. The fact that both parents share egg sitting and baby care is common among pigeons and doves. This teamwork helps ensure their babies survive. The parents feed the young with crop milk, a nutritious fluid produced in a special part of their digestive system. In different lighting, the shiny patches on the crested pigeon's wings seem to change color. This makes them especially beautiful to watch as they move in sunlight. These colorful patches might help attract mates or help pigeons recognize their own kind. The success of crested pigeons in urban areas shows how some native species can live well alongside humans if their basic needs are met. Urban parks, gardens, and water features provide what they need: open areas for feeding, trees for nesting, and reliable water. As Australia's climate changes, birds like the crested pigeon may continue to adjust where they live and how they behave. Their adaptability suggests they might handle environmental changes better than some other species. But ongoing monitoring will be important. For bird photographers, crested pigeons make good subjects because they're relatively easy to approach and have distinctive features that photograph well. Their upright crest and colorful wing patches can make for striking images. The conservation message from the crested pigeon's story is mixed. On one hand, it shows how tough some native species can be when landscapes change. But on the other hand, many other Australian birds haven't adapted as well to habitat loss and changes. Studying how well the crested pigeon has moved into urban areas gives scientists insights into what helps native species survive in human-changed environments. These insights might help create conservation plans for other species that aren't doing as well. If you're in Australia and want to see crested pigeons, look in open grassy areas like parks, sports fields, golf courses, and farmland. Remember to watch for their distinctive crest and listen for the whistling of their wings when they fly. You might also spot them perched on power lines or fences, especially near water. The crested pigeon shows us that some native wildlife can thrive alongside humans if we provide the right conditions. Their success story reminds us that protecting and creating the right habitats can help maintain biodiversity even in urban and agricultural landscapes.